Hi guys, December 17, 2019. Here we go.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. We're going to begin with a deadly storm stretching from the Central Plains and Deep South all the way to New England. At least 14 tornadoes were reported today in Mississippi and Louisiana. Now, that is a rare outbreak in December. One death.
These are not natural clouds. These are artificial clouds. Okay. One death
Was confirmed in Vernon Parish, Louisiana. 11 others have died on icy roads in Kansas, Nebraska, and Missouri. An avalanche killed a snowboarder in the mountains of Utah. And tonight the danger is far from over as the storms push east. Mola Lengi tonight leads off our coverage with this widespread destruction.
Drone footage shows downed trees and damage to homes after a tornado touched down in Edwards, Mississippi. This school in Alexandria.
That does not look like tornado damage. Tornadoes, as I remember, I know a lot of you remember, you don't see just random destruction. You see a path of destruction.
Shows downed trees and damage to homes after a tornado touched down in Edwards, Mississippi. This school in Alexandria, Louisiana was ripped to shreds after a tornado was on the ground for 63 miles this afternoon. 50 miles west in Vernon Parish, the same twister killed one person in their home. To the north in Webster Parish, another tornado left just twisted metal and wood, now a part of the landscape where a home once stood. These tornadoes are part of the same storm system that began in the Rockies and moved east this weekend. On Sunday, hard-driving snow wreaked havoc on Missouri highways. Parts of Kansas City were covered 9 inches deep, leaving a trail of stranded cars and ice-cold misery. Bob Beckert is with the Missouri Department of Transportation.
So we will be out there with our 200-plus trucks all day, plowing snow as it comes along. But there will be some snow getting on the roadway. There will be some slick spots. That's our biggest concern.
This 4-vehicle crash left 3 dead near Greenwood, Nebraska. Farther east in Macomb, Illinois, a car was hit by a freight train when heavy snow caused it to slide onto the railroad tracks. A second wave of snowstorms moving through the St. Louis area has already caused multiple crashes. Now, it may not look like it here in St. Louis, but the heaviest of the snowfall is behind us as this storm system continues to push east. But we are not in the clear yet. Roads will get icy tomorrow, and overnight, plows in the region will continue to try to clear the nearly half a foot of snow that's already fallen, Nora.
So, why is snow so slippery? You don't see an awful lot of snow, but you see an awful lot of car crashes. So, 4 dead, several injured across South in outbreak of twisters. Ooh, this is getting hard, guys. A swarm of tornadoes and other storms that left a trail of destruction across the Southeast killed 4 people, injured at least a dozen more, left victims to bundle up against the cold as they picked up pieces of their homes on Tuesday. The death toll rose to 4 after heavy overnight rains caused flooding in Greenup County, Kentucky. Do you know, I've been doing research on tornadoes, flash floods, putting in states, Kentucky, flash floods, flooding, and I couldn't come up with anything. The search now, I think that they are really, I was amazed when I put in tornadoes to the YouTube search bar, and I came up, tornadoes today, considering, well, the National Weather Service teams confirmed at least 18 tornado paths in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. The number could rise since teams are still surveying. The agency tweeted more than 240 tornado warnings for that region over 21 hours. 240 tornado warnings. Wow, okay. Well, tornadoes in December. Rare. Mississippi. 25 counties were affected. 150 homes were reported damaged or destroyed, and about a dozen were injured. The numbers are likely to grow. Okay. So, I don't understand why I'm not finding more news on these very rare tornadoes. The flash flooding that occurred in Kentucky. Flash flooding also occurred in Tennessee. And here is more news.
Tonight, a two-headed winter monster bearing down, stranding drivers, shutting down roads, and already proving deadly.
Confirmed 2 people in traps.
In Pennsylvania, this rollover killing 1, 5 more killed in Nebraska, blamed on heavy snow that may only get worse. The winter blast, a 1-2 punch dumping ice and snow across the Midwest. 39 million people across 16 states in the storm's path. In the Midwest, snow plus a dense fog made an absolute nightmare on South Dakota interstates.
This is crazy.
Near whiteout conditions causing one accident after another. The storm's bullseye rolling from Colorado to Kansas. The forecast, nearly half a foot of snow. In Missouri, more than 100 calls for help after crashes and slides kept piling up. The warning from officials, stay off the roads. The storm is expected to shift overnight to parts of the Northeast and split south to Mississippi and Tennessee after crashes and slides kept piling up.
Did you see that? Have you ever listened to news with a meteorologist or a reporter, and you literally saw the storm going in 2 different directions?
The warning from officials, stay off the roads. The storm is expected to shift overnight to parts of the Northeast and split.
This is the storm, okay? They're actually showing you how this is not Mother Nature. They're putting it in your face. Because Mother Nature does not work in fine, defined lines, straight, and splitting up of the 2 storms. All right. What are we going to do, guys?
South to Mississippi and Tennessee. Heavy snow expected to turn into rain, hail, and even potential tornadoes. With 10 days till Christmas, the storm system forcing everyone to keep a close eye on the skies as holiday travel starts to pick up. Morgan Chesky, NBC News.
And there's a lot more people suffering. The loss of loved ones, the loss of homes. Look at this. This was an Arizona funnel cloud tornado and storm reversal. A storm reversal. Well, Brian Petty, you caught something that, well, begs questions. Unfortunately, a lot of people will not question it. You did see it, right? Right here. You see this being hit with electromagnetic frequencies, and they are shifting the air mass in the opposite direction. All right, well, $738 billion is going to our DOD. 738 billion. 700, nearly 1 trillion for our Department of Defense. And do we have any countries that are threatening us? No. Do we have a whole lot of Americans in desperate need of help? Yes.
Authorities believe the storm spawned possible tornadoes which slammed into buildings, toppled trees, and left behind a path of destruction. One person died when a suspected tornado hit a Louisiana home. A man and a wife died when another storm struck near an Alabama community. Authorities say the injured include a 7-year-old child in critical condition. In Alexandria, Louisiana, crews worked overnight to remove debris from roadways. The winds blew apart a church school. The children evacuated minutes before the storm hit. Some cities opened shelters for those left homeless.
Devastation. It's bad. There's animals out, houses tore down.
There's houses.
The barns are gone. You can't even find some of the properties. Houses that used to be here, you can't even find them anymore.
Near Shreveport, Louisiana, 2 more suspected tornadoes touched down.
A tornado came through.
Meanwhile, other parts of the nation are dealing with a different kind of deadly storm. Snow, sleet, and rain leading to accidents, resulting in the deaths of at least 10 people over the past 2 days. The storm now moving from central Pennsylvania into southern New England. Snow and a glaze of ice is making travel very dangerous. This huge storm system has already dumped several inches of snow on Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois. Across the Northeast, winter weather advisories are in place. Mark Martin, CBN.
Well, it's, this stuff will just continue. This is Mystic, Georgia. Mystic, Georgia. Which way am I going? The trees, no roots. So many of the trees look so unbelievably diseased. And, you know, I have in other videos shown how they can create tornadoes, how they can create whirlwinds, straight line winds. Alabama, Lawrence County, look at this, look at the sky, how it is completely covered in thick white cloud after a storm. Oh boy. Look at these trees. Look how enormously diseased from top to bottom this tree is. I still don't really see tornado. Another tree. All of these trees covered in fungal disease, which means they easily come down because they don't have strong immune systems. Sports. Yay. Well, I've said this in prior years. Maybe instead of giving each other a gift, you know, your friends and family, that you all, you know, donate your time and money to those in need in your community. Look at these trees. Well, look at this. Nobody ever... First of all, we see this now. This is just common with almost every storm, right? We did not see trees like this. I don't remember ever seeing it up until the recent years. No roots. So it's interesting that we're seeing a lot of tree damage, which you would expect from even just a windy day, right? Because of the trees, the fungal disease rendering them very weak. We do see some homes, but these storms, I'm not saying that it wasn't devastating, and frankly, just one home damaged or destroyed is devastating. Certainly devastating to those who own the home or live there. But I just don't see the tornado damage. I don't see a tornado. I see the trees down, I see some damage. But let's just say that everything is looking different than what we remember. 30-degree temperature drop, North Carolina. Severe storms coming your way. You know, these temperature drops, I can't make sense of the temperature here in South Carolina. Past 2 days, it's been warm, in the 60s. Last night was the first night I didn't have the heat on. I had my windows open, and I was sleeping in like a long-sleeved old t-shirt, and I was so hot, I actually got up to put on something with short sleeves. That's how hot it was. And I'm not even sure if it's me or the temperature, but today it was very warm. The temperature has dropped considerably, and now I feel very cold. So, you know, I've said that the air at times feels like ice, and it does. But I have not been able to come to any kind of comfortable, place since, the temperature started to get a little cooler, the fall, and then we're heading to winter, because the temperature has just been all over the place. The crazy drops, you can feel it dropping, actually. I've been walking, with a neighbor in the parking lot, and both of us have felt the air suddenly changed cold. So I'm always happy to hear that somebody else is experiencing what I'm experiencing. But I'm wondering if my body temperature is having a hard time kind of regulating itself because the temperature outside is all over the place. And yeah, you were in the mid-60s today, you North Carolinians. Now you're going to be in the 30s overnight as a cold front barrels through North Carolina. And it will be slightly worse in Raleigh and Durham region. Higher winds, steeper drop, 69 to 30 degrees. And nobody's questioning this. Nobody's questioning it. Well, I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, I don't know what to make of most things anymore. But I saw this crazed deer attacks woman at mailbox in Tennessee, goring repeatedly with its antlers. Okay. The injured woman was getting the mail when the deer came up behind her and slammed her into her back, knocking her to the ground. The deer then circled around her and began goring her with its antlers. The woman shielded herself from further injury and latched on to the deer's antlers. The deer then drug her around and continued the attack. It was a buck. It had four-point antlers, weighed about 75 pounds. Wildlife officers found it at a nearby home and observed it acting unnaturally humanized. It was also wearing an orange collar around its neck, suggesting it had been raised by humans. Wow. All right. A man hunting 100 miles west of Arkansas died after he went to retrieve a freshly killed buck, and the animal stood up and attacked him with its antlers. Well, animals fighting back. Sorry, you're taking your gun to kill an animal. The animal you didn't kill, so it kills you. Fair game? Fair game. All right. I want to show you something. This was 12:08 a.m. on the 15th. Notice there's no storm, right? Okay. But this thing here, look at this. This was the beginning of the making of the storm that killed a lot of people and created a lot of damage. Really? Well, got a whole lot of extremely low frequencies belting away. But what is this thing down here at the bottom? Now, this storm may have been also one of the storms that they're claiming created the storm that ended up killing a lot of people. But this, all right, my capture program now has been crashing. A weird crash. And it only happens periodically. So if I when it's happening. If I have it on for more than like 20 seconds, it crashes. That's why I had to take very short video of what do we see here? What is this? You see a crazy amount of frequencies, but I don't think there's any rain. Not there. You do see the frequencies. You see the harp next red, the circular, perfect circular pattern. You see the extremely low frequencies, and you see the precipitation taking the signature of the frequency. This was the making of the storm that killed a lot of people. And yes, I, for one, am really tired of seeing this. So this was it was 8:50 p.m. 8:50 p.m. on the 15th. Now, the day before those storms. But as you can see, this is the only precipitation that we can see. And what you see down here is, I believe, the nanotechnology creating what will become the tail of the storm. This is not natural. And you just, did you see that plasma blob? Just, it's like an explosion in Alabama, and it just shoots off into Tennessee. Seeing some crazy stuff on radar. Yes. All right. What else did I get? The air masses, they're moving them every which way. Look at the microwaves up here. Now, you didn't get the storm yet. Not in Pennsylvania. But look at the frequencies involved in the clouds going all the way up into Canada. And look how straight lined are this band of cloud right here. And you can see the frequencies from this distance. You know, Mother Nature does not make these jagged edges. It's just crazy what we are living. And it didn't load for me, so the 16th, that look at what they've created. So from that little area that I said was nanotechnology, I said it will become the tail. Look, this is not a natural storm. Look how straight-edged the storm is. You know, sometimes I'm getting so tired of watching all of this destruction. Creation of cloud. And I do believe that this is nanotechnology. The military document that I have posted videos on several times, the nanotechnology being used, nano balloons, nano diamond balloons, how they can create cloud and create weather. Look at this. These are the nano balloons, I believe, right down here. All right. This is the storm. The whole thing created. This is the 16th at 11:16 p.m. Look at this thing. It's, again, another, 1,000+ mile storm. And this is not Mother Nature. Look at the frequencies here. Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. And then you have the tornadoes. It's like, really? Mother Nature has a tail and she's crossing her legs at the bottom? Nothing is what it used to be. Nothing is what it used to be. And you can see the extremely low frequencies at the top end of this storm. And the frequencies belting off down here. Oh my God, it's these straight-edged lines out of the blue. But I didn't see any. Did we see any? Let's just do it again. All right, this is the 9th. So they had a lot of snow in Kansas and Missouri, but I didn't see any. This is the 9th. The 15th. What is this? What brought about the snow? Here's the 15th again. Right, that was the radar shot. Now, where is the snow? All right, the 15th at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 16th. Did I just miss it? The 16th at 6:49 p.m. I must have just missed it. All right. I'll link to everything below. My heart breaks for all of these people who are without a home, without a loved one. We have to change, guys. We really do have to change. We've got to start helping one another. We have to start helping one another.